Today I'm standing here with humble and also like kind of diffident to preach and stand in front of God's people. But in another way, I'm highly delighted and privileged to share the message that God has spoken to me. And also, I personally want to express my sincere gratitude and honors to the owners of life. Because of him, today I could able to stand here to preach His word. And besides, I also deeply appreciate and thank to the concerned owners for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to preach the word of God. Alright friends, today we will delve into a passage that is both challenging and profoundly encouraging, found in the book of James. Let's open our Bible to James chapter 1 verse 2 to 8. James chapter 1 verse 2 to 8. Let me read out for all of us. It says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives all liberally and without reproach, and will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave for the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his way." May God bless all of us. There was a young man named David who aspired to become a great blacksmith. And also he found a mentor who was known for his exceptional skill. On his first day, the mentor handed David a piece of metal and asked him to hit in a fork. And the mentor also asked David to strike the metal with a hammer repeatedly, and David obeyed. But after several hours, he grew weary and frustrated. He questioned why the mentor was making him do such a monotonous and difficult task. And the mentor was mild and explained, "This process is essential. Each strike of the hammer and the hit of the fork are shaping you into a skilled blacksmith. Without the try of the fork and hammer, you cannot become who you aspire to be." Friends, this morning, similarly in our Christian walk, we often desire a life free of trials and tribulation. However, James teaches us that it is through this very trial that we develop spiritual maturity and completeness. So this morning, I entitled my topic as the path to spiritual maturity. I repeat, the path to spiritual maturity. Friends, when we talk about this spiritual maturity is a journey, not a destination. They require perseverance, disciplines, and growth through trials. And also it encompasses the continuous process of growing in our faith, understanding, and relationship with God. As a believer, we are called to progress from spiritual infancy, characterized by basic understanding of gospel and initial faith, to deepen more robust faith that manifests in every aspect of our life. And also, friends, spiritual maturity is crucial for a Christian, as it deepens our relationship with God, strengthens our faith, and equips us to live out biblical principles. It fosters resilience in trial, and effective service to others, reflecting Christ's love and wisdom in daily life. The book of James, as we did before, the book of James is attributed to James, the brother of Jesus, who became a prominent leader in the early Christian church. it is generally believed that he wrote this letter in Jerusalem at around 45 to 40 AD, making it one of the earliest New Testament writing as well. And the audience of this epistle comprises Jewish Christians scattered among the nation, facing various trials and persecution. So friends, James writes this to encourage and instruct them on living out their faith practically and steadfastly. And as we read out James 2 verse 2 to 8, this verse falls within the opening chapter where James set the stage for his letter by addressing the trial that believers face. He presents a radical perspective on suffering, urging believers to find joy in the trial because of spiritual growth and maturity that this trial produces. Well, let's go to my first point, that is understanding the natures of trial. Understanding the natures of trial based on verse 2 to 3. Verse 2 to 3 says, "My brethren, come in all joy when you fall into various trial, knowing that this testing of your faith produces patience." My friend, here the Greek word "come," it says "esomai," implies a deliberate and careful judgment. It is not having an emotional response, but making a conscious decision to view trial from a godly perspective. And also the term various trial, this very word encompasses different kinds of challenges and difficulties. These could be physical, emotional, or spiritual hardship. And also the word testing. This word refers to the process of providing the genuineness of faith. And as we all know, this patient can be understood as steadfastness or endurance. Beloved friends, here James challenges the believers to adopt a counterintuitive perspective. Instead of viewing trial as very negative experience, he urges them to see this moment as an opportunity for growth. This mindset is crucial for spiritual maturity. Trial tests our faith, but more importantly, they refine it. Just as physical exercise strengthens our muscle, spiritual endurance is built through the rigorous workout of facing trials. Let's remember Joseph in the Old Testament as we found in Genesis 37:50. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brother, falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, and imprisoned unjustly. Joseph endured numerous trials. Friends, Joseph endured numerous trials. Yet he remained faithful to God. Still, he remained faithful to God. And in the end, what happened? He was elevated a position of power in Egypt. Not only that, he saved many lives from famine. As you all know, right? This Joseph story exemplifies how God can use trial to save our character and fulfill His purposes. Friends, let's keep in mind these things. Here, let's consider how this applies to our life. As a theological students and future leaders, we must train ourselves to view trial through the lens of faith. When faced with negative pressures, personal struggles, relationship, or ministry challenges, or whatever challenges we face in our life, we should remind ourselves that these are growth opportunity. My friends, let's remind ourselves that these are growth opportunity as James said in this book. Let's remind ourselves. Instead of becoming discouraged, let's take it as a chance to deepen our understanding and reliance on God's wisdom. Well, as great the profound natures of trials and the purpose of spiritual journey, it becomes essential to recognize those perseverance in our faith, which is avoidable too. The rule of perseverance in faith. Let me repeat the rule of perseverance in faith. Based on verse 4. It says, "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Friend, again here the word perfect in Greek says teleos. In this context means mature, fully developed, and complete. It does not imply sinless perfection, but a wholeness of character that reflects Christ's likeness. And also the very word lacking nothing, this word emphasizes that through this process, God equips us with everything we need to live a godly life. Again, friends, patience or perseverance is not an end in itself, but a means to an end. James instructs us to allow patience to have its perfect work, meaning that we should let the process of enduring trial run its full course. The ultimate goal is spiritual maturity, being perfect and complete, lacking nothing. We also found in Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 4, it says, and not only that, but we also glory in tribulation, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. Here Paul, like James, connect trial with the development of perseverance, which is done to produce character and hope. Friends, both apostles see endurance as foundation for spiritual growth. Let us consider again the apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians 12, verse 7 to 10. It says, Paul speaks a thorn in the flesh. Then he asked God to remove. God's response was, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is perfect in weakness. Here Paul learned in his weaknesses, knowing that the power of Christ rested upon him. His perseverance through trial led to a deeper reliance on God, grace and strength. Friends, in our spiritual journey, we often desire a quick fix, an immediate solution. However, true growth and maturity take time and require enduring through challenges. My friends, it takes time. We should embrace the process, trusting that God is at work in us, even when we cannot see immediate results. Let's allow the trial to complete their work in us, in you, in me. Do not seek to escape them prematurely, friends. Let's not escape them prematurely, but let's trust that God is at work. In the academic realm, the perseverance we develop will serve us in ministry and making us more effective and compassionate leaders. Alright, perseverance plays a crucial role in our spiritual development. We also need divine wisdom to navigate our trial effectively. This brings us to the next point, seeking divine wisdom, which is point number 3, seeking divine wisdom, based on verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, he who gives all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. Again, here the word wisdom in Greek says Sophia. In this context, refers to a practical insight and discernment needed to live a godly life amidst trials. God's generosity is given wisdom in highlighting by the term liberally. And this, the word without reproach, indicating that God is eager and willing to provide that is needed. Friends, here James is addressing the Jewish Christians who are facing various trials and persecution. The author emphasized the importance of wisdom in enduring the hardship. For James, wisdom is not an abstract or theoretical concept, but a practical goal for living a life that honors God amidst difficulties. The wisdom enables believers to see their trials from God's perspective, leading to perseverance and maturity in faith. James also acknowledged that during trial we often lack the He encouraged us to ask God for wisdom with the assurance that God's gift is generous and without finding fault. Friends, as we know, King Solomon, when he became king, he asked God for wisdom to govern his people, as we found in 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 5 to 12. God granted his request, and Solomon became renowned for his wisdom. Similarly, when we seek God wisdom with a sincere heart, He will provide it, enabling us to navigate our trial effectively. Today, let's consider GPS guiding you through an unfamiliar city. Without it, you are lost or confused. We all know the GPS, right? The global positioning system. Yeah, we all have in our smartphone. When we go to a familiar city or a familiar place, we use our smartphone through this GPS. We can reach our destination safe and sound, right? What I mean is this GPS is God wisdom is our spiritual GPS. In times of trial, we should turn to God in prayer, seeking His wisdom to discern His purpose, to make wise decisions. But this requires first faith, trusting that God hears our prayer and will provide the guidance needed. Alright, having addressed the importance of seeking divine wisdom, James now turns the dangers of doubt and double-mindedness, which is point number 4, the barriers of doubting. The barriers of doubting, from verse 6 to 8. Friends, in this context, we will find the word but, B-U-T, but. This word introduces a contrast to the previous verse, which is in verse 5, where James encourages believers to ask God for wisdom. And this, the word but, indicates a shift in focus from the act of asking to the attitude required when asking. And this very word but highlighting the importance of faith when asking God for wisdom. Even though it's a very short sentence, but it's just a huge meaning, is the very word but. Whenever in a sentence, if it's but, we have to be very careful for it. As I said, this highlighting the importance of faith when asking God for wisdom. And again, the term faith in Greek says pistis. Yeah, here implies trust and confidence in God. And the word doubting suggests wavering or being awed with oneself. The imagery of wave driven and tossed by the wind depict instability and lack of direction. And also you found the word double-minded. This term literally means two-souled and denote a person with divided loyalty or inconsistent belief. This instability hinders your ability to receive God's blessing and guidance. Friends, here James' primary concern is the cultivation of a robust and wavering faith among believers. In the context of prayer and seeking wisdom, we stress the importance of approaching God with complete trust and confidence. Doubt, as depicted by James, is not merely an intellectual hesitation, but fundamental instability that renders faith ineffective. Friend, as we know, Peter walked on the water, as we found in Matthew chapter 14, verse 28 to 31. This story illustrates the dangers of doubt. When Peter focuses on Jesus, he can walk on the water. But when he sees the winds and the wave, he confused and he began doubt. Likewise, when we doubt, we split our mind into two. That is called double-minded. Here in case of Peter, his mind was split into two. One was, can I continue? Or number two was, I might fall or sin. His focus is totally shifted from Jesus. But finally, Jesus immediately reached saved him. This story highlighting the importance of keeping our focus on Christ amid trial. Friends, when we seek wisdom, let's do it unwavering faith. Let's trust that God is faithful to His word, to His promise. For instance, if you are facing significant decision about our future ministry or about our life or about what we are going to do, let's seek God's guidance with confidence. Confidence is important, friends. Avoid the trap of being the one-minded, wavering between faith and doubt. Alright, in conclusion, James chapter 1 verse 2-8 guide us through spiritual maturity by revealing the profound natures of trial as an opportunity for growth. Understanding that trials are designed to strengthen our faith and allow us to embrace them with hope rather than despair. Perseverance in faith is not merely enduring, but growing stronger in our reliance on God, shaping us into more resilient and faithful believers. And also seeking divine wisdom become our compass in navigating this trial, ensuring our response align with God, align with God's will. Yet, we must be aware of the perils of doubt. Friends, we must be very aware of these perils of doubt, which can undermine our trust and hinder spiritual progress. As we face trial with perseverance and seek wisdom, let us remain steadfast, confident in God's promise, and resolute our faith, zoning toward maturity. This morning I will share this much. May God bless you as you continue to grow in Him. Before I call my dear group advisor to have a closing prayer, I give time for if there is announcement from the friend at the department. You can take your time if there is announcement. Alright, if not then now I give time